out the bushes, guns blazing. Okay, I'm talking guns pointed out. Hey y'all, it's your girl Deb back with another video. So for today I wanted to show y'all this eyeshadow look, this whole little look right here. I think it's a perfect transitional look since we're leaving summer heading into fall. I think this is really nice for, you know, a transitional makeup look. I really enjoyed it. The makeup is fire, if I must say so myself. I'm also, you know, diving a little deep so you guys can get to know me a little better. So yeah, if you want to get to know your girl and see how I got this makeup look, just keep on watching, and yeah, let's get into it. I already did my eyebrows off camera. I cleaned them up, and I used this Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the shade Ebony. I cleaned my brows up with the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer, and I set it with some of the One Size setting powder in the shade Translucent. And now I'm gonna get into my eyes. I didn't want to do my eyebrows on camera because it's gonna take a little long, so I was just trying to skip, you know, all the extraness. I'm gonna be going in with this Fenty Beauty Mocha Mami. This is my bronzer shade. I'm gonna use it as my transition color. Dipping into that product, tapping off the excess, and I'm going to start with a really light hand to blend that through my crease area. Also, I'm kind of pulling my eyeshadow out a lot more than I usually do. I kind of started doing this to my eyes because I like them to look more elongated. So I am pulling my eyeshadow out further than what I used to, and I like that better. I was gonna answer some questions because I feel like out of all my videos, I never really did like a, you know, get to know me type vibe, even though it's been some time, but you know, it's never too late. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to be just answering some basic questions about myself that I don't think I've ever shared before, which will allow everyone to get to know me better. We'll start off with the easiest question. My name is Deborah. Everyone calls me Deb. But yeah, I'm named after my grandmother. And yeah, that's where I got my name from. I am from DC, period. I was raised in DC. I went to school all throughout school, high school, middle school, you know, all the schools in DC. So they're my people. I have one brother, love him to death. He is in DC. I have a stepsister, that's my girl. We grew up together as well. So, you know, been around her for a long time as well. Shout out to Shanice, love you, girl. Once I graduated high school, I went to college in Massachusetts, and that was cool. Very cold, but it was definitely a nice change. And I've never moved back home ever since I've graduated. I never went back. I just go back to visit my family, but I never went back to live in DC. I lived in Massachusetts, and then I lived in Norfolk, Virginia for a while, and then I moved to Florida, lived there for like a few years. Now I live in California, where I've been for the last couple years, and I am hopefully moving back to the East Coast soon enough. But yeah, if I do, you guys will know. I am 29 years old. 29 years old. I'm a Pisces. My birthday is March 5th. Shout out to all the Pisces. I'm married. My wife is in the Navy. Her name is Desiree. If you hear me saying Desiree, that's who I'm talking about. Which is why I move around a lot. So, you know, military vibe. That's why I move often. I'm gonna use this, and actually I might dip into this Dose of Colors one too. This one is a limited edition, so I don't really want to use it, but I think the pink that I want to use is in there. If Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, I'm going to take the shade Sienna, and I'm going to take that on a small brush. This is a Morphe M506, very tiny, and I'm just going to focus that right here in my crease. Keep it low down in the crease, and you can't really see because I have hooded eyes, but to see when I open my eyes, I just want to concentrate this color right here. And I'm also going to be pulling the color out just like I did with the other one. This is turning out so cute. Look at my eyes. So this is what my eyes are looking like so far, just before I keep answering questions. I'm still taking a small brush and I'm just kind of focusing on the outer corner, making sure I'm pulling the color up, because like I said, I want my eyes to be elongated. And I'm just making sure I'm pulling that color up and out so that I can get my desired shape. I don't have any kids. I have 2 dogs. I do want to have kids in the future. I don't know when. It's no rush. But yeah, I'm taking the shade Mulberry in the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, which is a deeper, and I'm just going to focus it on the outer corner of my eye, just to deepen this part up a bit. What other questions? Music. I listen to a lot of music. I am a J. Cole fan. Love J. Cole. Love Drake. Y'all be hating on Drake. Don't do that. Love Kendrick. Oof. I listen to a lot of R&B as well. I've been listening to a lot of Afro beats lately. I've been loving the Afro beats vibes. I can't even lie. I listen to it a lot when I'm in the gym. I'll be getting my vibes on. You know? This is turning out so cute, y'all. This is a really nice transitional look for the fall time, which I am super excited about. I am usually like a summer lover, but for some reason I'm just ready for fall. I don't know what it is. I'm ready for, you know, a cozier outfit. We'll see how long that lasts. I'll be begging for summer as soon as it gets here, but it's still hot in California, so yeah. What do I do in my free time? Workout. That's really it. I haven't been doing much lately. I used to go out and stuff, but I have not been doing any of that. I just really like to work out and do my makeup and things. And yeah, that's it. What is my favorite drink? Depends what we talking. Like, favorite Starbucks drink right now is the pumpkin spice latte. That's so basic, but it's so good. I feel like you either love it or you hate it. Pumpkin spice is like really no in between, but I love it. I'm so happy it's back. Outside of like Starbucks, I love kombucha. I drink kombucha like almost every day, which is probably not good, but it is what it is. There's a question on here that says, do you like your name? I do now. When I was younger, I did not like my name. I hated it. I was like, let me change my name. I begged my parents to let me change my name when I was younger, and they said yes. They said I could change my name, that I had to be the one to tell my grandmother that I was going to change my name, and that did not go over well. My girl was not having it. She was really sad, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I did not know you was going to be so sad. I'm just going to keep it. So I ended up never changing my name. I didn't change it because my grandmother was so sad, and now I love it. It's fine, you know. I'm using the shade Dusty Rose in the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette for my inner eye portion. But yeah, that's my story about my name. I did not like it. I used to be like, this name is so old. I do not want it. Why did you name me this? Please let me change it. My parents was like, you could do it. You could change it. Just tell your grandmother that you're going to change your name. You don't want that name no more. And then we good. And that was just a mistake, child. My grandmother was so sad, and I was just like, all right, I'm not going to be the one who caused all this sadness over a name, so I'll just keep it. And that's what I did, and I'm actually really glad I kept it because I love her. Ooh, this eye makeup is looking good. Tell me it's not. I know you lying. I'm about to prime my face, and I'm using the Power Grip Primer, the one by e.l.f. I'm rubbing this in. Oh, my neck hurt. My primer be turning white because I do wear SPF. If you're not wearing SPF, girl, what are you doing? Get your SPF on for your skin be messed up. I'm going in with the NARS Light Reflectant. Is it called Light Reflectant Foundation, the shade New Caledonia? Okay, so I'm using this Morphe R6 brush to blend in this foundation. This is a really good match for me. It matched almost perfectly with most of my skin. The outer portion of my skin is a little bit darker, but I'm going to fix that with, you know, bronzer and, you know, all the vibes. So I'm just really patting that product into my skin, and it's really lightweight, this foundation is. Y'all need to leave me some questions in the description if you have any other things you want to know about to me. Leave it in the description below. Now that I'm done with the foundation, I'm going to be using concealer, and I'm using a Huda Beauty Faux Filter concealer. I've been using these a lot too. I'm using the shade Salted Caramel. Salted Caramel is going to go right here, just on the outer corner, also on the bridge of my nose, a little bit here, here, and here. I'm going to use the shade Crumble on the inner here. Bam, just like that. Bronze up my skin, I'm going to be using a Fenty Match Stick in the shade Espresso, just right there and here, a little bit on the forehead, like so. And to contour my nose a little bit, I'm going to be using this Born This Way concealer in the shade Cocoa, just here, like that. An early childhood memory. Oof. Tell us about an early childhood memory. That's rough. So I was just talking to Desiree the other day, and we was talking about like living in the hood. Okay, so I used to live, well, when I was living in DC, I lived in a hood, you know, as most people do. So one day, okay, so let me just give you a little bit of backstory. Where's my, I'm gonna be using my beauty blender while I'm doing this. If you have any questions about the makeup, leave them down below, because I'm kind of just talking and I don't want to, if I don't say something and you want to know, just leave it down in the comments. But anyway, I used to be a really bad crybaby when I was little. My parents spoiled me, and I just used to cry all the time. And if I wasn't with anyone, if I wasn't with either of my parents, I would be crying. Like, so I was not going to like a babysitter or nothing like that. I was always crying, so I was always with one of my parents. So at this particular time, I was with my dad. And so we was in our neighborhood or whatever, and I'm outside with my dad and his friends because, like I said, I was crying. So my grandma was like, she not staying up in here with all that crying. Take her with you. So I'm outside with my dad and his friends, and we just chilling or whatever. It had to be like, I don't know, maybe like 10:30 at night. 10:30, 11 o'clock. I don't remember. I don't remember the time, but I had to be probably like 4 years old at the time, and I still remember this story vividly. Okay, just not the time. So whatever, I'm standing outside with my dad and his friends, and they just, you know, chilling or whatever do grown people do. Okay, they just outside on the corner chilling, whatever, and I'm out there with them. Y'all, why these men came? Okay, so when on my street, first of all, it's coming, it's crazy. So I used to live on the street, and right across from the street, I used to live on a hill. So my apartments was over here, and then it was like bushes on the other side. Like, so you couldn't really see nothing but trees and whatever. Y'all, why these guys came out the bushes, guns blazing. Okay, I'm talking guns pointed out. And me and my dad and his friends is just standing there. These people got their guns out. I'm thinking, oh my God, what the heck is going on? I told you I was really young, but I was like, I remember it so vividly, okay? So they got their guns out. I'm screaming and crying like, oh my God, screaming. Okay, so, like nobody was doing nothing. Like they was basically trying to rob my dad and his friends or whatever, and I was there. I was outside with my dad, and I was screaming to the top of my lungs, okay? Screaming. So I guess because I was screaming so much, it was like impossible to be robbed, okay? Because I was really screaming, and it was causing a lot of attention. So the people, they just ended up running off. They ran off, and my dad ended up like picking me up, and we ran into our house, like up the steps, like everybody's just trying to make it into the house and, you know, get into the house safely. It was crazy, and I would never forget it. But we ended up, you know, getting into the house safely. Nobody went back outside that night, okay? We was in the house, and my dad never let me go outside with him again. It was just a really crazy. And like I said, I was so young, but I will never ever forget it, because I was so young. Like, who would have thought like that would happen? But I remember it like it was yesterday. I will never ever forget it. I have so many stories growing up, y'all, because of where I lived. Honestly though, I wouldn't have any other way, because it taught me so much about like life and stuff like that. But yeah, that was a crazy time. I'm gonna call my dad today, like, and ask him, like, do he remember? I know he remembers, because we would never forget it, but we haven't talked about it in a while. But I was just talking to Desiree about it last night, and then I just so happened to read this question, and she was already saying you should like talk about that. But I don't want to, you know, be talking about all kind of negative stuff. That's kind of a negative situation, but you know, we made it through. So yeah, that was that. I'm about to go ahead and set underneath my eyes one size setting powder in dark and also translucent. I mixed them to set underneath my eyes. All right, so now that I set under my eyes, I'm gonna set my entire face. What is this? Easy Bake Loose Setting Powder in the shade Coffee Cake. And I'm gonna set my entire face with this. All right, so now that my face is set, I'm going to bronze up my skin. My bronzer for today is gonna be Mocha Mami by Fenty, which I use quite often. I'm using a Morphe E403 brush to bronze up my skin. Get the forehead and the jawline. And just do a little bit of under eye shadow, and I'm going to take the shade Sienna and I'm going to run that along my lash line, and I'm also going to extend it out as well. I'm gonna use this brown Makeup Forever Aqua Resist pencil in the shade Ebony to line my eyes. I'm gonna be using this Beauty Elixir right here, and I'm also gonna be using the One Size mattifying setting spray. I'm using this Fenty Beauty mascara. This is so good. Hella thick. Love it. I'm going to be using that. I'm going to curl my eyelashes, because every time I do my mascara, I regret not curling my lashes. Only did my top lashes. I've really been only liking the top lashes. I've been letting my bottom lashes just do what they do. I'm going to darken my beauty marks, the one that's right here and the one that's right here. I'll be using one of my newer favorite lip liners. This is the One Size Coin Collector. I feel like I used this in my last video. This liner is so good. The NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Tiramisu. And then this e.l.f. Plumping Gloss in the shade Pink Paloma. Baby, get you this right on the center over top. Look at that. That is so cute. So this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Leave me any questions or comments down in the description. Let me know if you like this video. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and supporting, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.